The club was established in 1928. I only started playing at this club from 2009, and yeah, the club is still going strong. It's a small community with strong, good players.
In a small community like this, you have one big high school, Rob Ferreira, and they can't fulfill the needs that you basically have as a small club to progress to a Gold Cup, to progress to a top 8. So you look at players that has lost contracts or doesn't have contracts anymore. You look at players that comes from SVD, Krikwas, those type of players where they've played under 21 and they don't get senior contracts. So it's not just recruiting professional guys. We try to recruit a team that's taking the whole club forward. It's not just specific areas, so it's not just players, it's to boost our management team as well.
The past is we had lots of normal club players which didn't play provincial. The present is we are very privileged to have a few players that played provincial that's playing with us now. That also helps young players, and the young players is looking up to them to achieve what they already have achieved.
Rugby all started for me way back when I was a small laddie. Loved watching the box and all the provincial teams playing back in the day. After school I went to Potchefstroom to study, and from there on I got contracted into the Leopard side, and for 2 years, and after that I got contracted by the Pumas, which I played for 8 years. And yeah, coming down to the club, finishing up there, coming down, got a lot of aspirations for the club. It's an amazing feeling still to be part of something as awesome as this.
What we're trying to do as a club is that we try and emphasize that we need to develop players, but also that we need to play the players that's at practice. We look at obviously the development of players, and I think we're one of the very few clubs in the Lowveld or in Mpumalanga area that actually does that. That's why we've got a big, broad base of young, black, good players that's coming to join this club.
Finances will always be a problem, getting sponsorships to uplift the club and upgrade the club. And yeah, from our side, what we have been trying to do the last couple of years is getting players from all spectrums of life and trying to organise them some jobs, work opportunities, putting them up in houses, and all of that boils down at the end of the day to finances. And if you don't have finances, yeah, you're struggling.
We're an amateur side, so to get the working players at practices, it's always difficult, especially on a Thursday before game time, to get the guys all at practice to have a proper practice before the games on a Saturday.
Especially our transformation players, getting them involved. They lived in rural areas around the city and in the province that you've got to get them transport to come to the club to get here. So it's a difficult aspect of raising funds for that type of financial needs.
I think we've got a very good supporting base. If it's a home game for us, the field is packed on the other side as well as the main pavilion. So on the supporting base, physically at the games, we're very well supported. Then I think financially as well, the companies that can afford it in White River is really making an effort to contribute to assist the people and the players to become part of the White River community.
Well, in 2012, we qualified for the club champs. We had to play our semi-final against Leidenburg on our home field, and they said we must play away against Ferros the next Monday, which they postponed to the Wednesday. We go and we beat them on their home swell, and from there on we came back. We played the Lowveld finals against Malala, and we've beaten them, and we went that year to the National Club Championships, which was held in Sun City.
When the season started, we had several goals, and one of us for the club as the first and second side to get into the semi-finals, the playoffs of the Mpumalanga Premier League. And then obviously now that we're playing in the semis this weekend, we would hope to actually go and play in the final and to win the Mpumalanga Premier League and then to qualify for the Gold Cup.
Being 30 k's apart from Nelspruit, you can imagine there's a big rivalry between us. It's been since forever in the club's history that it's that way. Yeah, it's always a pleasure playing against them. They're tough competitors, well-rounded off opponents. And yeah, it's going to be a tough one playing them in the semi.
I think the youngest player in the team is 20 years old. The oldest player is, I think, 35 years old. So it's a good mix of experience and youth in the side. So I think it's quite exciting for us that we can carry on with the next season or two and have the continuity in the first team and in the club as well. Yes.
We'll come back next year with a bigger plan to progress on where we've finished this year towards a Gold Cup, where we want to be in the next 2 years.